In this series of videos, I'm going to talk about risk management, specifically how CORTBase can help you manage the risk of your practice, help you keep track of all your critical dates, and finally, how to run reports on all those critical dates so that nothing is missed. So I'm going to open up a file here. I'll open up a personal injuries file. We see this is a road traffic accident from 2009. And if we look up above here, we can see the Statute of Limitations button. So the three main areas I'm going to talk about are Statute of Limitations, all the dates related to undertakings, and all the dates related to title deeds and how we can track the progress of where the title deeds are. But I'm going to start with Statute of Limitations reminders, as this is one of the most important aspects of risk management on any case management system, and how we keep track of all these Statute of Limitations dates. So if you click on the Statute of Limitations button here, the first thing you will see is a Statute of Limitations date. This is the date that the statute is on, and then below it a reminder, and the system automatically puts in a reminder 6 months before this date, but you can change that to whatever period you want it to do. Also, you can set who you want to be reminded about. It defaults to the fee earner of the file that we're on, but you can change it if you want somebody else to be reminded about it. The other aspect is that if it's a personal injuries file, there are a few more dates to be tracked. So if I click on this button here, I can mark, for example, let's say the date of the accident was yesterday, and I might pick that date. It is now telling me that it's setting a statute period of 24 months by default. So I click OK. And what it has done now, it has set the statute of limitations date for 24 months from the date of the accident, and it's put a reminder for us into our diary and onto our reminders list for 6 months beforehand. So these other dates that you need to track for a personal injuries file are also catered for in the system. We see here we have, when a section 50 is received, we can mark that date, and let's say that's in September, and what happens is this statute of limitations date is no longer relevant until the PIAB authorization comes into play, and when we have that, the system again automatically calculates all the dates that it needs to calculate. So it accounts for the period where the statute of limitations wasn't relevant and then adds on an extra 3 months. So if I click Save, it also is asking me for another reminder to confirm that we have the correct defendant recorded. So we can click in and out of this Statute of Limitations button anytime we want to on a file and change these dates and add them in and take them out and change them as the details call for it. Also, anytime you open up a file, this screen will automatically pop open at the time we go to save it, so that you never forget to put in a statute of limitations date on any file. We can also click close, not applicable, if it isn't applicable. So the important aspect of this is that you record every statute of limitations with this button, and then whenever you need to, at the end of the week or at the end of the month, you run off a report of all the statute of limitations on the system. So I click the reports button down here, and this screen pops up, and we see one of our reports is the Statute of Limitations report. And if I click on this, I can choose the dates to look at, or I can just look at all dates. I can output the report to either of these formats, to a PDF, which is an Adobe PDF document, which is nobody is able to edit afterwards, or you can output them to an Excel document if you wish, which is a spreadsheet. But I'm going to output it to PDF for this. I click continue, and what it pops up is a list of all our statute of limitations that are on the system. So we see as we go down through the list, we can run this off every week or every month, and we can have a look at everything that's upcoming and just keep track of everything. So we can see here that on the 23rd of August 2013, this rental agreement dispute for this person, this is the fee earner dealing with it, and this is the case type it is. You can print off this report, of course, by just going up here and clicking print. Now, as well as those reports, that statute of limitations that we've set will also appear in our reminders. If I click on here, we can see that there's statute of limitations due within the next 2 months. I click OK, and I can look through here and see what reminders are coming up, and my statute of limitations will be included in this list. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to deal with title deeds and with undertakings. They're dealt with in much the same way, but with a few different variations.